In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on December 28, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Milwaukee Bucks versus Chicago Bulls. It's a Central Division showdown on the basketball court as 2 teams vying for supremacy clash in Chicago. The Milwaukee Bucks hit the road to face the Chicago Bulls on Saturday night in a game that promises excitement. The Bucks, coming off a home game against the Brooklyn Nets on Thursday night, suffered a disappointing 111-105 defeat despite being favored by 6 points. Meanwhile, the Bulls traveled to Atlanta for their Thursday night matchup, falling 141-133 in a high-scoring affair, and failing to cover the spread as 5-point underdogs. Historically, the Bulls hold a narrow 136-134 edge in the all-time regular season series, but the Bucks have had the upper hand lately, winning 2 of 3 meetings this season. This includes a dominant 112-91 road victory earlier this week. Milwaukee may once again be without key players, as Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard are both listed as questionable for this contest. On the other side, Chicago is monitoring the statuses of Lonzo Ball, Josh Giddey, and Matas Buzelis, who are all uncertain to play. These injuries could significantly influence the game. Milwaukee, even without their stars, displayed their depth by securing a 21-point win over Chicago earlier in the week. In contrast, the Bulls are reeling after a heartbreaking collapse against Atlanta, squandering a 21-point lead. With a depleted backcourt missing key contributors like Ayo Dosunmu, Chicago faces an uphill battle. Milwaukee has been on a strong run, while Chicago continues to struggle, leaving the Bulls demoralized. The Bucks have navigated their last 4 games without both Antetokounmpo and Lillard, yet they remain competitive. One or both stars are expected to return for this game against a struggling Bulls team, though the exact status won't be confirmed until shortly before tip-off. With their absences due to illness rather than severe injury, a return seems likely. Meanwhile, Chicago's defense ranks 26th in the league, focusing primarily on offense. The Bulls' defensive frailties were exposed in their previous outing when they allowed 50 points in the 4th quarter against the Hawks. This trend makes the Bucks a strong contender, especially given their 7-2 record against Chicago in their last 9 matchups. It's critical to monitor the injury report before placing any bets, as the availability of Antetokounmpo, Lillard, and Middleton remains a question mark. However, even with uncertainty surrounding Milwaukee's lineup, Chicago's poor home performance and recent defensive woes suggest that the Bucks are the better pick. Assuming at least one of Milwaukee's stars takes the floor, the Milwaukee Bucks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Milwaukee has been moderately disciplined with ball security, averaging 14.5 turnovers per game, ranking 14th in the league. Their pace of play is middle of the pack, sitting 17th with 98.8 possessions per game. Chicago, on the other hand, has seen higher scoring games this season, with the over hitting in 17 of their 31 matchups so far. The Bulls average 15.2 turnovers per game, placing them 17th in the league, and they play at a much faster pace, ranking 2nd with an average of 104 possessions per game. Despite 3 of the last 4 meetings between these teams staying under the total, Chicago's defensive struggles could turn this game into a high-scoring affair. Heading into this Eastern Conference clash, Chicago is playing at the 3rd fastest pace in the league, reflecting a shift in their style of play. This change has not yielded positive results, as the Bulls currently hold a disappointing 13-18 record. Their increase in 3-point attempts, from 32 per game last year to 44 this season, has come at the cost of their defensive stability. The Bulls now give up the most points in the paint per game, and if Antetokounmpo returns for the Bucks, it could spell trouble for Chicago. Expect a high-scoring game with minimal defensive resistance, making over the projected total as our full game total pick. Phoenix Suns versus Golden State Warriors. The Phoenix Suns are set to travel to the Chase Center for a Western Conference matchup against the Golden State Warriors. Both teams will be playing on Friday night and will then face each other on the second leg of back-to-back games. This adds an extra layer of fatigue and strategy to an already intriguing showdown. The Suns continue to be without key players Grayson Allen and Devin Booker, while the Warriors' injury report still lists Stephen Curry and Draymond Green as questionable. Curry is slated to sit out Friday's game but is expected to be available for Saturday's contest against Phoenix. As a result, players like Brandon Podziemski and Dennis Schroeder should see increased playing time on Friday night. On the other hand, Devin Booker is unlikely to participate in either game of the back-to-back, leaving the Suns at a disadvantage. Despite this, the Suns come into this matchup ranking 4th in three-point shooting percentage, while the Warriors, surprisingly, have fallen to a middling position in offensive rating. The Suns will look to capitalize on Golden State's current struggles, as the Warriors have been far from their usual dominant selves. I've been critical of the Suns in recent weeks, as their performance has consistently fallen short of expectations, even when accounting for injuries. They lack defensive discipline, struggle with interior scoring, and have underperformed across the board. Their most recent loss came at the hands of a short-handed Mavericks team, further dampening their outlook. That said, it's difficult to back the Warriors either, given their recent slump, with 7 losses in their last 10 games. The Suns, however, have had success against Golden State, winning 8 of their last 10 meetings. With that in mind, the Phoenix Suns to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Heading into this game, the Suns are ranked 23rd in pace of play, which suggests a slower tempo to this matchup against the Warriors. With both teams playing the night before and dealing with aging rosters, a sluggish start can be anticipated, especially when it comes to shooting from long range. Without Devin Booker, Phoenix will need to lean heavily on Kevin Durant for offensive production. Durant has been phenomenal since returning from a 3-game absence due to a sprained left ankle, averaging 30 points, 6.3 rebounds, 5.8 assists, and 1.5 steals over his last 6 games. Despite Durant's brilliance, the total points for this game feel set too high given the circumstances. With both teams likely to show signs of fatigue on the second night of a back-to-back, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Detroit Pistons versus Denver Nuggets. The up-and-coming Detroit Pistons are set to travel to Denver for a Saturday night showdown against the Nuggets. Following a disappointing campaign last season, where they ended with the NBA's worst record, the Pistons have shown significant improvement this year. Impressively, they have already matched their win total from last season and are currently riding a 3-game winning streak. On the other hand, the Nuggets, after a sluggish start to their season, are gradually regaining momentum. They currently occupy the 2nd spot in the Northwest Division, trailing the Oklahoma City Thunder. This matchup promises to be an intriguing clash of a surging underdog versus an established contender. In terms of player availability, the Pistons are likely to be at full strength for this game. Isaiah Stewart, who has been sidelined, is listed as probable, signaling a potential return to action. Conversely, the Nuggets are dealing with injury challenges, with Aaron Gordon still sidelined due to a right calf strain. Denver enters this game as the favorites, but it won't be a walk in the park. The Pistons, rested in an excellent form, are poised to bring the fight to the Nuggets, who will be playing their second game in as many nights. Detroit has won 4 of their last 5 games and hasn't suffered a double-digit loss since December 12th, when the Celtics routed them 120-99. Cade Cunningham has been a standout performer lately, posing a serious threat to Denver's banged-up roster, particularly with Jamal Murray nursing an ankle sprain. It's highly possible that Murray may sit out this back-to-back game, especially with Denver coming off a challenging encounter against the Cleveland Cavaliers, one of the NBA's top teams this season. Last season, the Nuggets dominated their meetings with the Pistons, securing victories in both games with an average margin of 10.5 points. However, Detroit is a vastly different team this year. They are playing their best basketball of the season and entered this matchup with confidence, aiming to sweep the final game of their 4-game road trip. Cunningham continues to emerge as the star the Pistons have long sought, and this game offers him an opportunity to shine against one of the league's elite teams. While the Nuggets boast 2-time MVP Nikola Jokic, they have increasingly become reliant on his performances, often appearing one-dimensional. This gives the Pistons a chance to exploit vulnerabilities in Denver's defense, provided they can capitalize on open looks and maintain their recent shooting efficiency. Momentum seems to favor Detroit as they ride the wave of 3 consecutive victories, while Denver has stumbled with back-to-back losses. Despite being the more talented team on paper and typically strong on their home court, the Nuggets will need to rebound from a lackluster showing against the Cavaliers, a game marked by their poor defensive effort. The Pistons, in contrast, have forced high-profile opponents like the Kings, Lakers, and Suns into turnovers during their recent win streak. Remarkably, 9 of Detroit's 14 victories this season have come on the road, highlighting their ability to perform in hostile environments. Although the Nuggets are expected to respond with urgency, their inconsistency, especially in recent games, leaves the door open for the Pistons to keep this contest close or even pull off an upset. While predicting an outright Detroit victory might be ambitious, the Detroit Pistons to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. This game also sets up as a high-scoring affair, given the offensive trajectories of both teams. The Pistons have shown significant improvement offensively, averaging 121 points per game over their last 5 outings and scoring at least 114 points in 7 of their last 8 games. They rank 11th in the NBA in possessions per game at 103.1, while Denver is slightly faster paced, sitting 6th at 104.6. The Nuggets have been prolific recently, averaging 123 points across their last 7 games, surpassing 120 points in 5 of those contests. Historically, while the over has hit in only 4 of the last 10 meetings between these teams, the recent trends tell a different story. Detroit's games have hit the over in their last 5 matchups, and Denver has seen 3 of their last 5 games exceed the projected totals. Both teams favor an up-tempo style of play, and Denver's second game of a back-to-back is unlikely to enhance their defensive effort. Currently ranked 3rd in the NBA in scoring, the Nuggets are a potent offensive force, while the Pistons have scored at least 117 points in 4 consecutive games. Both teams also excel from beyond the arc, with Detroit taking a high volume of 3-point attempts and Denver shooting them at an elite clip. Defensively, however, both squads rank in the bottom third of the league, further suggesting a shootout. Given these factors, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.